Live from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, you're watching exclusive doubleheader coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet. This afternoon, the College of Staten Island will take on York College in the women's game. For those of you that were with us earlier, you just saw the College of Staten Island's men's team lose their second consecutive game in the conference to York College here earlier this afternoon, Arthur. So it'll be up to the women to try to bounce back here in game number 2.
Yeah, so it was a good morning with Alumni Day, and of course honoring Coach Petosa with the new banner in the stands for his 459 wins, the most all-time for both CSI and CUNY. So next time you're in the gym, you can actually see on your screen here in the top, Petosa's banner, and we can see here the CUNYAC standings on the women's side. Obviously, the Dolphins with that lone loss coming to Brooklyn, but they still have their destiny in their own hands as they will go to Brooklyn for the rematch there. So no worries on that one. They have a chance to control their destiny in the CUNYAC standings here. We look more towards the bottom, and we'll see York, today's opponents, and it's a big game for them in their own right, looking to get into that 6th spot, the final spot that'll clinch a playoff berth. So they're right now one game behind Baruch, with CCNY and Lehman pretty comfortably up there. So a big game for both teams on different sides of the standings today.
Yeah, York College looking to get their way into the tournament. They trail Baruch College by just one game. The College of Staten Island looking to keep pace with Brooklyn College. Each team with one loss at the top of the table. In action earlier this weekend, it was CCNY going and defeating Baruch on the road. A big road win by the CCNY team as they defeat Baruch by a final score of 65-58. Looking at other games in the conference today, it'll be Medgar Evers and Hunter. Hunter is strong favorite in that one, and John Jay against Lehman. So a couple of big conference games coming up, but a real big, interesting game in the conference coming up this Tuesday, Arthur, as CCNY will travel to Brooklyn. And Brooklyn, the way CCNY has been playing lately, they could be a challenge for everyone. So a big conference game against Brooklyn College.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. These Dolphins handled CCNY no problem, 84-57 back on Monday, January 22nd. But yeah, it should be an interesting game for the Beavers. As that playoff picture kind of comes into full view. But looking at the Dolphins after that tough loss a few weeks ago to Brooklyn College, that was a 73-68 win for the Bulldogs here at the tank. The Dolphins have reeled off 3 straight CUNYAC wins, each of them pretty convincing by 30+ against John Jay, CCNY, and then Baruch, the closest one being CCNY, a 27-point victory on the road. And that brings us to today, the 3:15 tip-off against the York Cardinals, who in the previous game in Jamaica at York was 86-47. So a comfortable win in the away game. Today we'll see how the Dolphins fare at home.
So the CSI Dolphins have won 15 straight against the York Cardinals, and you got to go back to 2010, the last time the Dolphins lost to York College, and that was at a time when York was one of the better teams in the conference. The program has taken a step back a little bit, Arthur, but this has been a young, improving York Cardinal team here this afternoon, and CSI Dolphins, again, are going to want to come out and start strong against the Cardinals here today. Try not to let them get any confidence that they'll be able to stay with the Dolphins here this afternoon.
Yeah, that's what we always seem to say. The Dolphins are one of the big dogs along with Brooklyn in the conference. So when teams come, especially when they're coming into the tank here, you want to get off to an early start and kind of assert yourself and show why you are one of those top dogs in the conference. You don't want to give the weaker team like York a chance to hang in and gain some confidence and feel like they belong. For York players to watch, one is going to be Karen Bellamy, number 21, the senior guard. In the previous matchup, she put up a double-double, 18 points and 13 rebounds, averaging right around that 18.6 per game. Second in scoring for the Cardinals is Nikesha Paul. She averages 14 points per game, and a freshman guard actually at just 5'2", number 5, Nikesha Paul. And lastly, the long-range threat is Victoria Salas, another freshman guard, number 11, shooting 26% from downtown, actually leading the team. So for the Dolphins, of course, the usual suspects, Christina Passatoro, who recently put up her 2,000 points for the career. She's comfortably the CSI all-time leading scorer on the women's side and the men's side for that matter. Looking to add to that here. Samantha Flecker leading the team in rebounding with 7 per game. And, of course, Victoria Crea with her hard-nosed defense and also offensively kind of keeping the wheels turning to get Flecker and Passatoro open.
And, you know, Arthur, you talk about the CSI Dolphin team, and whenever you talk to the coaches and players, they like to say everything that they do really stems from their ability to play defense. This team averages 78 points a game, but when you talk to the players, they feel it's the defense, the way they play defense, that triggers their ability to have that great offense.
Yep, that's where they hang their hat, and we've seen so many times here how defense can lead to offense for this women's team, whether it's a stop and a rebound or more frequently a steal and a fast break. Passatoro's feasting on those fast break layups all year when she gets out in transition, and the defense is really what makes that possible and really gets their opponents kind of down on themselves when you see back-to-back turnovers and pressure in your face on every play. It's just a long 40 minutes across 4 periods to contend with that kind of pressure. And so far throughout the CUNY, no one aside from Brooklyn has been able to stand up to it, even close, with a lot of these double-digit 20, 30-point victories for the Dolphins on the year.
So Christina Passatoro coming into the game averaging 22.8 points, 7.5 rebounds, and just under 5 assists. So she's really having a phenomenal senior year here, Arthur, and the Dolphins are going to look to continue their role against York College here this afternoon. Their second of 4 consecutive home conference games. Dolphins continuing to make hay in the conference and continuing to try to stay with Brooklyn College.
Yeah, so as you round out the month of January, Tuesday the 30th will be the last January game. That's home against Medgar Evers, followed by Hunter College at home, and then what is in all likelihood going to decide the CUNYAC regular season title, February 8th. That's a Thursday at Brooklyn College. That would be that's Lehman College that we're looking at for that one. That's February 10th, Saturday at 12, followed by Yeshiva, and then we're into the postseason tournament starting on February 18th. So not long to go here for the Dolphins in this regular season.
Just a quick update. I gave you the conference numbers for Passatoro. Christina actually averaging just under 24 points a game and 6.3 rebounds. So she continues her phenomenal play here this year as the Dolphins look to continue their winning ways. And, you know, Arthur, this is a CSI Dolphin team coming into the game 15-3, 9-1. So really playing phenomenal basketball here so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, 16-3, and you know those 3 losses are the ones that stick in the memory because the wins are, most of them have been done and dusted early. It's been kind of ground and pound where the Dolphins get off to a flying start and just kind of ease their way to victory. So if you look back, a few of the close games going through the schedule, Wagner College was a 5-point loss early on. NYU, a 3-point win back in November. And then you had to look to MIT on the road, a 2-point loss. Lehman College, a 7-point win. Other than that, we've been talking about 20-plus point victories almost exclusively. And then, of course, the loss to Brooklyn at home. But other than those handful of games, you know, those 16 wins, a lot of them have been pretty straightforward. So you would think, you know, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have some close games and get a little bit more battle-tested as we enter the home stretch and the postseason here.
And Arthur, for the CSI Dolphins, Jacqueline Calley remains sidelined. She looked better and better, not on crutches anymore, and the Dolphins hope to have her back in the lineup shortly. But Rosa Perone in street clothes here this afternoon, so she will be unavailable too. So 2 of the bigger Dolphin players out of the lineup here this afternoon, Arthur.
Yeah, and that's going to give a little bit more time for some of the bench players. Of course, we know Diana Todaro stepping into the starting lineup, and she's been effective in that role. We'll probably see a little bit more of Megan McEwen, and we'll see who will fill in for Rosa Perone's height. Of course, Perone, the only 6-footer on this Dolphins roster. The next tallest is freshman Brianna Rubisky at 5'9". So we'll see what Coach Shanahan does to replace Perone's height down low today.
So while the players are being introduced out on the floor, why don't we bring you today's starters? We'll start with York College. It'll be number 1, Giovanna Rosado, number 10, Diana Jacome, number 11, Victoria Salas, number 21, Karen Bellamy, and number 25, Diamond Jackson. The Cardinals coming into today's game looking to battle their way back into the regular season picture, now sitting in 7th place. For the Dolphins, it'll be your starting 5 over the last few games. Number 2, Christina Passatoro. Number 10, Angelique Price. Number 14, Victoria Cray. Number 13, Diana Todaro. And number 31, Samantha Flecker. So the Dolphins coming in a little shorthanded, but still coming in as a solid favorite here this afternoon, Arthur, against the York Cardinals.
Absolutely. I mean, you'd expect the Dolphins to come away here with a fairly straightforward victory, but you never know. I mean, the men, we thought they were going to take care of York on their side, and York was able to kind of bully them a little bit and take advantage of their height. So this is a Dolphins team, as we just said, missing their tallest player in Perone and another starter in Cali at 5'7". So we'll see if York can take advantage. No gimmies in the CUNYAC conference, but we'll see if they can follow their men's team's blueprint to success here.
York really struggling to score here this year, averaging 58 points a game, shooting just 35% from the field. The Dolphins coming into this game a strong offensive team, averaging just under 78 points and shooting 40% from the field. So for the Cardinals today, Arthur, it's going to be a question of where are they going to find the points.
Yep, we'll see. And of course, it was Bellamy who put up 18, their leading scorer, so that'll be one to look out for. See if you can repeat that double-double performance from the previous meeting with the Dolphins.
So we're about ready to get underway here at the Tank at the College of Staten Island. The women looking to continue their winning streak here and get their 10th conference win, as the opening tip will be controlled by the Cardinals. Cardinals, Salas getting the ball up over to Bellamy. Bellamy looking to work against Cray. She'll kick the ball out to Jacome. Jacome, the floater in the lane is good, so the Cardinals take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, Jacome got it to go in an early lead, and the Dolphins come back with Flecker. She can't get it to go.
Flecker ahead of the field, but misses the layup. And now the ball will be knocked out of bounds by Price, so it'll remain Cardinal basketball here, just underway. Game number 2 of this conference doubleheader between the Dolphins and the Cardinals.
Yeah, you know, Mike, we always talk about the size discrepancy. Usually the Dolphins, here's we have a steal and a fast break layup.
As Craig gets a point off of the first Cardinal turnover, and that ties the game up at 2.
But as I was saying, 2 of the Cardinal starters, number 10 Jacome at 5'2", and number 1 Rosado at 5'1". So, in fact, it's the Dolphins with the size advantage here today.
Cardinals turn the ball over again as Todaro. They work it over to Passatoro, whose open three-pointer is good. So Passatoro hits her first three-point shot of the game, and Dolphins with a 5-2 lead.
And that's why she's the all-time leading scorer in CSI Dolphins history.
As she continues to increase her point total here, and it's a 5-2 game early in this first quarter. Cardinals look to feed the ball inside, but they'll turn the ball over for the 3rd consecutive possession. Todaro, beautiful feed inside to Price, who lays it up and in, and Cardinals able to get the first basket of the game. 7 quick points, Arthur, for the Dolphins.
There we go, defense to offense. We've seen it before. We'll see it many more times today, I'm sure, but the Dolphins able to get off to a flying start with a couple of turnovers, some pressure defense, and a couple of layups and a Passatoro 3. Good enough for a 7-2 lead just 90 seconds into this game.
And we mentioned earlier, Arthur, the Cardinals really struggle to score, averaging just over 54 points a game. And, you know, if this Dolphin team can start creating turnovers and fast breaks, it could be a long afternoon for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and that size discrepancy, I mean, the way the Dolphins like to trap, it's going to be very hard for these Cardinal guards to see over the Dolphin defenders.
So the Dolphins come out, they show a little full court trap here as the Cardinals look to break it, and they do a nice job getting the ball up to Jackson. They'll hand the ball off to Rosado. It'll be knocked out of bounds, but it'll remain Cardinal basketball.
Yeah, Cray doing a good job getting her hands in there. Just letting York know nothing's going to come easy.
Cardinals look to inbound, and it's going to be stolen away as the Dolphins have forced turnovers on the last 4 Cardinal possessions, and Flecker takes it coast to coast and lays it in.
Well, risky inbounds pass there, but Bellamy comes down with it, and she'll get to the line.
So Bellamy able to get a little bit of steam up, taking the ball to the basket. She'll draw the foul, and she will go to the free throw line here to shoot 2.
And the turnover battle so far, 3 turnovers for York. Dolphins yet to give the ball up.
So Bellamy will go to the free throw line. She's a 63% free throw shooter, and she'll try to break this 9-0 Dolphin run, and she hits the first.
So Bellamy gets on the board, the leading scorer for the Cardinals.
9-3 the score here with 8 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. A lot of whistles here through the first minute 45 as that second free throw is up no good, and there'll be another one. I'm not sure what the call is on
Looks
that
like the
play.
shot clock started a little bit early, maybe?
Not sure, but the Dolphins will inbound the basketball. Cray gets it over to Price. Back over to Cray. Now Price. An open three-point look for Angelique. It's no good, but Flecker is there to grab the offensive rebound. And, you know, Arthur, you mentioned it before, the Dolphins' size advantage over the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's a nice luxury to have. And there's Tadaro down low, getting the easy layup. So Tadaro being inserted into the starting lineup and really thriving in that role.
11-3 Dolphins lead. All 5 Dolphins starters have already scored. And now the Dolphins will get the ball back on another Cardinal turnover.
Yeah, so even with on their half of the court, the Cardinals trying to get past the midcourt, and 2 Dolphins on their case. That time, Cray joined the charge.
11-2, the Dolphins lead. All 5 starters with a basket here for the Dolphins. Tadaro gets the ball back up over to Price. Now it's Cray. Her open three-pointer is going to be short. Tadaro able to keep it in bounds, but the Cardinals able to come away with the basketball. Flecker lays it up and in and draws the foul.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you could do from the Cardinals. I mean, once you get in that position with 2 Dolphins trapping, they're really, especially with the height differential, there's nowhere for them to go. So they've got to stay out of these traps. They got to move the ball quickly and often and not give a chance for those double teams to come.
So that'll be on Diana Jacome. That'll be her first, team second. So Samantha Flecker will go to the free throw line here. Looking to complete the three-point play. Samantha, a 69% free throw shooter, coming into the game here this afternoon. Flecker's free throw is up and in. And the Dolphins open their lead up now to 11.
Yeah, we talked about getting off to a strong start and how important that would be. Well, at 14-3, you'd really be hard-pressed to see the Dolphins letting York into this game now.
Yeah, and, you know, you remember, too, Arthur, Cardinals scored the first basket, so it's been 14-1 since then for the Dolphins.
That's right, off the opening tip.
As they've come out and looked to take control of this game early as Price drives to the lane and lays it up and in. And
it's been all layups. Besides that Pasatoro corner 3, I believe everything has been layups for the Dolphins for these 16 points.
yeah, you know, this is a York Cardinal team looking to improve within the conference, running against a very seasoned veteran CSI Dolphin team. That I think, Arthur, although it was several games ago, was still smarting a little bit from that game against Brooklyn College.
Yeah, they definitely wanted to go undefeated for the season, especially when you think back to last year, CUNYAC champions in the postseason, but they did not get the regular season title. So they're hungry for that one, and it's definitely still in the cards if they can run the table here as Tadaro knocks down the 2. But yeah, I mean, those 16 wins are not at the forefront of anyone's mind here for CSI. They want to talk about those losses and how to make up for it.
Flecka gets the ball up over to Price. Her long three-pointer is up, no good. And the Cardinals there with the rebound, and they're looking to run as we're going to have a whistle. And the Cardinals will get to inbound the basketball here with 6 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. Dolphins taking control of this one early. Cardinals with the basketball. That's Rosado. Her pass is deflected away by Flecka, out of bounds, but it'll remain Cardinal basketball. Nice to see all the returning players coming in for alumni game, Arthur. We had it here with the women a week or so ago, and with the men here today. Nice opportunity to see a lot of old players from the past.
Yeah, it was a fun time and a fun game. It was went to overtime. It was decided it would be a sudden death overtime. First bucket would get the win, and I believe it was the blue team with the game-winning three. I think we have a replay of that. Maybe we can see if we can find it in the archives here and pull it up.
Yeah,
as the Dolphins make it a 20-3 lead.
Yeah, that would be great as we have a York Cardinal player shaking up out on the floor. And, you know, the Cardinals are a little shorthanded to begin with, and really could be a big blow to them here today. Is that Shiana Rauscher, one of the bigger Cardinal players who's limping off the field, but the good news is she's walking off under her own power, Arthur.
Yeah, never what you want to see for Rauscher, the junior guard, at 5'6". So tough start for an already pretty short-handed York squad. I think they've got 2 girls on the bench there now, in addition to Rauscher, so can't really afford too many injuries.
Dolphins pulling away in this one early, and mentioned before, opportunity to see a lot of players, a lot of Hall of Fame players from the Dolphins coming back here today to see their Hall of Fame head coach, Tony Petosa. And, you know, like you mentioned, Arthur, a nice spirited basketball game here this afternoon.
Yeah, so it's always a fun day. Great to see that kind of turnout. And, of course, the highlight being Coach Petosa's banner being unveiled for his 459 wins, CSI and CUNYAC records, as we know. So that'll be up in the rafters next time you're here at the Tank. Make sure to take a look.
Yeah, and several of the players stopping by. You saw Kevin King and Dale Toronto and Vinny DeCunto, our old buddy, and you know, players that, although not on the team, still seem to follow CSI basketball. As that jumper rolls around the rim, no good, and Passatoro grabs the rebound.
Yeah, there's definitely a strong alumni presence. All the alumni, they know what's going on with the team. They know about Coach Tibbs and how he's got that men's team, despite the loss today, off to a pretty strong start for his regime, and of course we try to make it as easy as possible to stay posted with the Dolphins on CSI Sportsnet.
So now it's the Cardinals with the basketball as they look to battle their way back into the game. It's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be Dolphin basketball. And, you know, Dolphins getting off to the kind of start here this afternoon where, you know, we mentioned it before a little bit in the pregame, Arthur. The Dolphins wanted to get out to a fast start here this afternoon, and you know, very early in the game have pretty much established that the Dolphins will be able to pretty much scrimmage here for the last 3.5 quarters.
That's kind of been how it's been, and you know, you would think that it works against them when it comes to the close games like the Brooklyn game. So, you know, it has its pluses and minuses, but you got to play the schedule, right? 16 CUNY games, so this is one of 16.
Yeah. Sorry, Arthur, go ahead.
Yeah, so just another chance to get some subs in. But we talk about fast starts. This is an extremely fast start. The Dolphins are on pace for nearly 200 points if they keep this up. 25 points halfway through the first period. Yeah,
and, you know, we mentioned Dolphins coming in. Mega Evers coming next. And Mega really struggling this year. So another game that the Dolphins will come in as heavy favorite. But, you know, you get down to the end of the year, Arthur. Hunter at home, Brooklyn and Lehman. So just like last year, the Dolphins finishing the regular season conference schedule with 3 tough home games. And, you're right. You play some of these games that it can lead you into some bad habits, Arthur.
Yeah, that's true. And here we do see the replay. This is the sudden death overtime game winner for the blue team. And we'll see the celebrations after the bucket. His team outed him downside. So it was a great turnout this morning. And we continue the day. There's the shirt goes. And back to the action here for the the woman.
I believe that was Dale Toronto with that three-pointer. I saw Khalid Baum celebrating out on the floor as well. And, once again, a lot of great old-time CSI players. There's been a lot of really good basketball being played here at the Tank by this men's basketball team. And, nice to see a lot of the players coming back.
Yeah, we look up at the banner right next to Coach Petosa's newly enshrined banner. That's quite a lot of championships through the years. Just since the turn of the century, it was 02, 12, 13, and 17, in addition to more than a handful in the late 1900s. So, really successful program, and it's because of that family atmosphere that we saw this morning.
So Nicole and Bessie checking into the game here for the Dolphins. Dolphins coming out, taking control of this game early, as the ball is going to be stolen away. It's Passatoro, who just drives down the lane and lays it up and in. And Passatoro with 12 already here, Arthur. And Dolphins just way too much talent on the floor here for this Cardinal team.
Yeah, and a lot of discussion around Passatoro is about not only the CSI record, but can she go for the CUNYAC all-time record? And I believe as of a couple of games ago, it was within reach. She would have to average, I think it was 26 per game the rest of the way, which she's on pace to do. And today she's got 12 through the first not even 7 minutes. But the issue is with the score 28-3. She's not going to have too much more time in there. You got to think the Coach Shanahan will have the subs in there pretty quick. So that 12 points in 7 minutes may not be climbing too much higher today.
Yeah, so we're going to start to get some early substitutions. Lena Batar checking into the game. She'll replace Diana Tadero as the Cardinals look to inbound the basketball, and the Dolphins will knock the ball away. So it's going to be a lot of extended time for a lot of players on the Dolphin bench here this afternoon as the Dolphins take control of this game early with 3:19 remaining here in the first half. And, Arthur, the Cardinal team coming out here and struggling here this afternoon against the Dolphins. But, you got to give these athletes a lot of credit for the Cardinals. They come out, they're out there playing hard, and, they know they have a very limited chance, but yet they still come out and play. And, as a head coach, you probably see that all the time.
Yeah, of course. And it seems we have a similar conversation all the time about this Dolphins team where the bench players, they understand their role. They understand that this is a senior-laden team led by Flecker and Passatoro, who are still on the floor here. So the chances may be few and far between, but lucky enough, there's a lot of these blowout games that they can get plenty of time in. And sure enough, next year when a lot of these seniors graduate, the playing time will open up, so they'll be ready.
And, you flip it around onto the Cardinals side, Arthur, you got to give these players a lot of credit. You know better than anyone. These players practice their butts off to come out on the floor, win or lose, and, to come out and play this hard when you're likely to struggle. You got to give players a lot of credit.
Yeah, it's a tough campaign for this York team, but 6 teams make the playoffs, so they're not out of it by any stretch. If they can put together a few wins, there's always that light at the end of the tunnel. And in college basketball, who knows? You make it to the dance in the playoffs, and the first round they would not even have to play the first 2 seeds. So if you could squeeze in as a 6th seed, you're playing the 3rd seed in the first round. So that's an opportunity to advance, and you get hot at the right time. You never know what could happen.
As a nice move that time by Rosado, but she can't hit the shot as the Dolphins feed it ahead to Passatoro, who misses the layup.
That was a great pass. I'm not sure if that was Bessie or Flecker who threw the outlet, but Passatoro could not get it to go.
As we're going to have a foul on the Dolphins. That will be on Flecker. That will be her first, team's 4th, 2:09 remaining. Cardinals to inbound. Cardinals with just four points here. I'm sorry, Arthur. In this first quarter, as the Dolphins have taken early control. Whistle and a foul called.
and that was Rocher checking back in. So good to see the injury not too serious. She's back in the game. Cardinals leading scorer Bellamy remains on the bench.
So Samantha Flecker picks up her second personal here with 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. So she's going to head over to the bench, and she'll probably be out for the remainder of the first half, Arthur, I would think.
Yeah, it's really up to how Coach Shanahan wants to play it. It's not as if she has to be saved for crunch time, but it's maybe more of a teaching moment. You don't want to pick up those 2 early fouls, because if this was a tight game, that would spell trouble. 2 fouls in the first period. So, bit of a teaching moment there for Coach Shanahan as he's still speaking to Flecker on the bench, as you can see on your screen. 1 of 2
free throws that time for the Cardinals by Jacome. And the Dolphins with the basketball inside of 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Passatoro feeds it inside to Mbesi. Her shot is knocked away, but we're going to have a travel, so the Dolphins turn the ball over.
Yeah, running into the center, Ahmed, down low, number 23 for the Cardinals. Got their hands up. I think Mbesi was expecting a block so she can come back down, but Ahmed was not able to get a piece of the ball, and it was a travel.
So the Cardinals with the basketball here as they look to pass the ball inside, and McEwen comes away with the deflection. She looks to feed it inside. She gets it back off the deflection, and her short baseline shot is up and in. First points of the game for Megan.
Yeah, good awareness there for McEwen, looking for Rubisky on the break. Ball was batted back to her, and she made no mistake from inside.
Cardinals with the basketball now. As that short jumper is good. Nice looking offensive play by the Cardinals.
Yeah, nice move from Ahmed, who previously caused a turnover down low, so a good sequence for her. Ahmed, the 5'7" sophomore, listed as a center.
Bitar, cross-court pass over to Rubisky. Inside 1 minute remaining here in the first quarter. Passatoro, McEwen, her three-pointer is up, no good. Rubinski grabs the rebound, back up over to Passatoro. She puts up the three-pointer and buries it. 15 first quarter points for Christina Passatoro.
Yep, 15, nearly half of the Dolphins' 33 points as they look to close out this first period, keeping York to 7.
Cardinals with the basketball now. Baldonado gets it back off to give and go, tries to work her way in against 2 Dolphins. It'll be a jump ball, and the possession arrow will go to the Dolphins, so it'll be their basketball off the Cardinal turnover.
Yeah, I gotta like York's ball movement, though. They seem to be a little bit of a second wind here. Maybe the Dolphins' pressure has eased off with this big lead, but York is getting to the rim, cutting a little bit more, making things interesting.
McEwen and Bessie working the ball up in the corner, and the jumper by Bitar is good. First points of the game for Lena, and it'll be Cardinal basketball. Jacome working it back over. That shot is going to be blocked, and that's going to do it. 1 quarter in the books. The Dolphins in control of this one. They took control early, and they lead after 1 by a score 35-7. We'll step aside, take a break. You're watching women's basketball coverage on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
We're back, 1 quarter in the books. The Cardinals got the first basket, Arthur, but since then, it's been all CSI Dolphins.
Yeah, it's a strong start, a 28-point lead, and the second period will start with only 1 starter on the floor, that being leading scorer Christina Passatoro. She's got 15 in the first period.
So the Dolphins taking control of this game early. And the Cardinals with their first possession here of the second half as that jumper is up. No good. And Bitar grabs the rebound. Dolphins shooting 60% from the field in that first quarter, Arthur. As Passatoro's three-pointer is up. No good. Cardinals there to grab the rebound, and we'll have a whistle on the play. Dolphins will pick up the foul, and the Cardinals will inbound the basketball as Rubitsky picks up her first personal.
Yeah, great shooting from the Dolphins in the first period, but not hard to shoot a high percentage when you're shooting mostly open layups and fast breaks. And that's thanks in large part to the Dolphins' defense. If you look at the turnovers, this is a big one. 16 York turnovers in the first half. In the first quarter. That's impressive, and that led to 18 fast break points by the Dolphins. So more than half of the Dolphins' first quarter points coming on the fast break, courtesy of those 16 turnovers.
As the Dolphins mishandle that defensive rebound, and the Cardinals able to lay it up and in as Jackson gets her first basket of the game, but just too much defensive pressure, Arthur, as that shot is up by Mbesi. No good, but Rubitsky is there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. But 16 turnovers in a quarter makes it impossible to compete.
Yeah, it's really tough, and I think it comes down to that size differential. The Dolphins really doing a good job collapsing, getting two bodies on one York ball handler, and from there, it's really tough to see over those tall double teams.
As we're going to have a whistle and a blocking foul called, as that's going to be on Rocha. That's her first, team's first. So Rubitsky will get an opportunity now to go to the free throw line here for the Dolphins. Dolphins 2 of 3 from the line, make that 2 of 4 now as she misses the first.
Rubitsky looking for her first points of the day.
Brianna, a 59% free throw shooter coming into the game today, so she splits the pair, and now it'll be the Cardinals with the basketball. They bring the ball up the floor slowly. That's Diana Jacome, the 5'2" sophomore.
Yeah, and the Dolphins have eased up some of the pressure early on. We were seeing full court pressure, not letting the Cardinals even pass half court without a contest. Now dropping back into a zone, seemingly content with this 25-point lead as York gets the 2 there.
Yeah, and that's for the second consecutive time. The Dolphins fumbling the rebound, and it allows York College to get themselves another basket on a second chance point.
Yeah, it just goes to show you what that pressure can do. I mean, in the first quarter, I don't think York even got into their offensive set until the very end when the Dolphins laid back. So they're just able to cause havoc with that full court defense. They're quick, they're smart, they know how to use each other for those double teams, do the Dolphins. And then finally, as the lead really ballooned into the 20s, late in that first quarter, the Dolphins dropped back into a half-court defense, and York has taken advantage.
Bitar misses the shot, gets her own rebound, and then McEwen lays it up and in.
Yeah, McEwen, the freshman out of Staten Island Academy, she's really been doing well in limited minutes coming off the bench in the last few games. Look for her to play a big role as the season unfolds here.
And, she's one of the players that the coaching staff is really looking to as the future of this CSI team, Arthur.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's a freshman. If we look down the lineup, all the seniors, Angelique Price, a starter, Victoria Crea, another senior starter, Flecker, and, of course, Passatoro. So that's 4 senior starters. The only regular starter that's not a senior is Jackie Callie, who's been out, and Tadaro now starting as a sophomore. So it's going to be a completely different team next year, and McEwen probably figures to have a good look at that starting lineup.
As Rubitsky takes the ball to the basket, she's fouled by Ahmed.
And there you see Coach Shanahan mentoring his freshman protege McEwen on the side there. Great camera work.
As Rubitsky free throw is up, no good. She'll have one more upcoming. Brianna at the line. Another one of those freshman Dolphin players, and she splits the pair for the Dolphins. Jacome with the basketball now, walking the ball across the midcourt line. Dolphins sit back in the zone, waiting for her to bring the ball across. They lob the ball inside to Jackson. Now Jackson able to front her way inside, but first she's called for the travel. So Salas will return here for the Cardinals, and the Dolphins will inbound the basketball. As it'll be McEwen bringing the ball up the floor here for the Dolphins. Robisky, Bitar, back up over to Robisky. Long pass up over to McEwen, but their pass is stolen away now. Nice play by Jackson to step in front, drive the ball to the basket and miss the layup. Bellamy is there, and the Cardinals with another opportunity. That shot is up, no good. Bellamy once again, putback is up, no good, but York's starting to do a little bit better rebounding the basketball.
Yeah, how about Robisky getting back to stop that fast break, and then down low, York with a couple of chances, couple looks in the paint. Can't get it to go, and McEwen will start up a new possession for CSI.
So here comes McEwen with the basketball. Now Robisky. And Bessie cut across, but the ball knocked away. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll remain in possession of the Dolphins with 16 to shoot. Dolphins.
Here's Pasaturo, stuck on 15 points. Trying to create off the dribble.
And 17 now as Christina drives that one to the basket. And the Dolphins continue to open up their lead.
We got to get a countdown in here, countdown to the all-time CUNYAC record. I'm sure plenty of people will be interested to see how she's progressing there. I know she's definitely has it within reach, and today will definitely help her cause.
And Bessie, Robisky, who lays it up and in. So Dolphins with a quick transition on that play. Cardinals don't get back quick enough, and the Dolphins able to get the ball into the lane. Rosado with the basketball. Picks up a dribble. Her pass is telegraphed, and Pasatoro comes away with it. Christina takes it coast to coast, misses the shot, but draws the foul.
Yeah, all too easy. Pasatoro sees the telegraphed pass, gets it, and coast to coast. Couldn't get the N1, but she'll have 2 free throws.
Christina, a 74% free throw shooter. She's 46 of 52 coming into the game here this afternoon, and the first is up and no good. She'll have one more.
And we've got Elena Diamantro, the Wagner product, a sophomore, getting ready to check in for Pasatoro.
One more upcoming. And that'll be a traveling violation, so the Dolphins will turn the ball over.
So it's a young Dolphins 5. Let's break it down. We've got Diamantro, a sophomore, McEwen, a freshman. Down low is Robisky, another freshman, Wojcika, freshman, and Zerpolo, a freshman. So that's 4 freshmen, and Diamantro, the elder statesman, the sophomore. So a young lineup here for the Dolphins. This is the future of Dolphins basketball.
So here we go as the clock winds down, and we have 5 minutes remaining here in this first half. Rosado with the basketball. She works the ball in the corner. The jumper by Jacome is up, no good. And the Cardinals able to grab the rebound. That's Bellamy. Her putback is no good. And this time the Dolphins able to grab the rebound. That's Zerpolo. Zerpolo over to McEwen. McEwen spinning in the lane, kicking the ball out in the corner. The long 3-pointer that time is up, no good, as DiMaggio put up that 3. And now the Cardinals with the basketball.
Still in that 2-3 zone, letting York come to them now.
Jacome picks up the dribble, kicks it out to Rosado. Her open 3-pointer is good. Rosado with her first basket. She has 4 as the Dolphins feed the ball inside that time to Volka, and Wojcika lays it up and in.
Yeah, so the freshman gets on the board with her first points after checking in just moments ago.
Zerpolo grabs the rebound off the missed jump shot by Bellamy. She gets the ball up over to McEwen. McEwen working the ball over in the corner. The long jumper that time is up, no good, as Wojcika misses the shot, and the Cardinals grab the rebound.
Yeah, that was a 5-on-4 with Bellamy a little shaken up in the backcourt. She's still walking a little slow in the corner. Now with the ball.
So it's Bellamy in the corner. Bellamy looking to work against Apollo. The long jumper is up, no good. The ball's going to be tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Dolphins, so it'll remain Cardinal basketball. So the Cardinals will substitute out here. And the Cardinals looking to inbound the basketball. Rosado to inbound. She gets it over to Jacome. Back up over to Rosado. She puts up the long three-pointer. That's no good. So the Dolphins will inbound the basketball.
Rosado feeling it, hitting that three earlier, and the Dolphins giving her space, so content to let her fire away. This time comes up with air.
So Catherine Baldonado returning here for York College. And it will be Bellamy who leaves the floor.
Yeah, Bellamy, we said, was shaken up earlier. I'm not sure how much of it's that and how much of it is the discouraged from being down 31 here, but nonetheless, she finds her way to the bench.
DeMontro over to McEwen. McEwen kicking the ball back out over to DeMontro. Dolphins working around now to Zappolo. She nearly loses the handle, but able to maintain possession. She kicks it out over in the corner. The open three-pointer is good. Eltina Volka with the three-pointer. She now has 5.
Yeah, player of the day there. Zappolo fighting her way through, finding Varchka for the three, and she knocks it down for the highlight reel play.
Jacome with the basketball, and we're going to have a whistle and a traveling violation called on the Cardinals. Dolphins pulling out, taking control of this game early, going on a 22-1 run after the Cardinals scored the first basket, and never looking back, and now it's Zappolo with the three-pointer. Daniela Zappolo hits the three.
Yeah, previously Zappolo providing the assist. This time she's reaping the rewards from downtown.
Cardinals working it around. Now Rosado with the three-pointer. That's no good, and DeMontro is there to grab the rebound. Now it's Rubisky. Rubisky driving away inside. She misses the layup, but it's Voike able to come away with the offensive rebound. Dolphins with the basketball now is McEwen, and she's going to be fouled out on the perimeter, that time by Baldonado.
Yeah, almost got caught with the freshman mistake there, looking at the coach, but able to get around the pressure from the Cardinals.
Baldonado trying to hop in there and take advantage of it, but she ends up picking up the personal foul. That'll be the 4th team foul on the Cardinals, so the Dolphins will inbound. Zappolo. Now DeMontro. DeMontro working on Jacome. Gets the ball up over to McEwen. With 15 seconds to shoot, now it's Zappolo. Zappolo pulls up. Her short jumper is up, no good. Zappolo going for the rebound.
Ball still in play.
But the ball comes over to the Cardinals, and here comes the Cardinals looking to run. Is flying inside, taking the ball coast to coast and drawing the foul. On the play will be Karen Bellamy, so she checked out for just a minute, came right back in, and drew the foul. That time, the foul's going to be called on Robisky.
Yeah, strong move there from Bellamy, and that's a glimpse into why she is the Cardinals' leading scorer, going through 2 Dolphins defenders with long strides up to the rim, drawing the contact for 2.
So Bellamy hits the first. She's a 63% free throw shooter. One more upcoming here for Karen. And her second free throw rolls around the rim, and it's good. So the Dolphins now will inbound the basketball. McEwen looking to work her way through York, trying to trap a little bit. DeMontro working the ball up in the corner now as Zappolo gets the ball back up over to McEwen. As we're down to 13 on the shot clock, the ball's going to go out of bounds, and this time it'll be the Dolphins who turn the ball over.
Yeah, good look there from McEwen into Wojcika. Or sorry, I believe that was Rubisky down low. Couldn't handle the pass in traffic.
So the Cardinals with the basketball now is Jacome feeding it up over to Rosado, and her three-pointer is good. That's the second three-pointer of the quarter by Giovanna Rosado.
Yeah, Rosado not hesitant to shoot those threes if she's being given the space. And with the Dolphins 2-3 zone, she's had plenty of it as DeMontreux answers back on the other end with three of her own.
Nice shot that time by Elena. She gets the three-pointer, her first basket of the game, as the Cardinals look right to try to come right back. Bellamy grabbing the rebound, laying it up. She can't hit the shot, but she will draw the foul.
So Rosado, after that previous three, is 2 for 4 from three-point range. The Dolphins as a team, 6 of 11. York as a team, 3 of 11. So pretty good outside shooting from the Dolphins. York struggling at 3 of 11.
So the Dolphins really dominating here in every offensive category, as the first free throw by Bellamy is up and in, and she'll have one more upcoming. The Cardinals turned the ball over 16 times in that first quarter, but just 3 turnovers here in the second quarter, so they're doing a little bit better job, Arthur, protecting the basketball.
Yeah, not too bad, and the score shows it. Second quarter, 19-13 in favor of the Dolphins after a 35-7 Dolphins first quarter blitz.
So we're inside the final 33 seconds as it's DeMontreux. She puts up another open three-pointer and buries it. So she looked a good fundamental shot that time by DeMontreux. Her second three-pointer in the last minute or so. She now has 6.
Yeah, back-to-back. And Rosario tries to answer, can't get it to go. Good defense down low. That was Zerpolo with the block, and now McEwen brings it down the court.
3-on-1 for the Dolphins as Zerpolo not only grabs the rebound, but is one of the first players down the court, Arthur.
Yeah, that looked like the starters. That was some good basketball end to end.
As Bellamy doesn't get that shot up, it won't count. So we're at halftime here. The Dolphins lead by a score of 59-20, and Cardinals able to get the first basket, Arthur, but then just way too much CSI Dolphins.
Yeah, really strong performance from the starters, even by their lofty standards. At one point, they were on pace for 200 points. They put up 25 points in the first 5 minutes of the game. So even by their lofty standards, a really strong start. And it stayed that way throughout. The Dolphins almost tripling up the Cardinals here, 59-20 at the half.
So we're at halftime here. The Dolphins lead 59-20. We'll step aside and we'll just stay here for just a minute, see if one of the coaches come over. But, Arthur, a good start here for the Dolphins. Really not unexpected. The Dolphins coming out, playing the way that you would really expect them to. A little short-handed today without Perone or without Callie, but still just too much CSI Dolphins.
Yeah, that's right. Two big, obviously Callie a starter. Perone plays big minutes off the bench. But the Dolphins did well. When they put that pressure on, the Cardinals really had no chance to get anything going. Second period, they dropped back into that zone, gave the Cardinals a little bit more freedom, and they knocked down a few jumpers. But for the most part, it's up to the Dolphins what they want to give York here.
So the CSI Dolphins coming out and grabbing themselves a big lead here as we head into halftime. The College of Staten Island leading by a score of 59-20 as I believe they summoned head coach Tim Shanahan over to the scorer's table here as he's nice enough to come and stop by. And head coach Tim Shanahan joining us. Coach, thanks for coming over.
Well, thanks for reminding me. I apologize. I had the vapor lock again. I'm sorry, guys.
The Dolphins coming out strong here. The Seniors coming out, playing the first few minutes of the first quarter, playing well, and opening up an early lead against the Cardinals, Coach.
Well, they did exactly as I told them. I said, listen, no game, and we've talked about this a number of times, Mike, before. They have targets on their back. And no matter what, these teams play with nothing to lose. And they're going to play hard, and they're going to play physical, and they're going to do it. But we play our game and come out and do what we're supposed to do. Don't pay attention. And play our game, we're going to be fine. And they did. They did what they were supposed to do, and they have done. And I was very happy also, the young women off my bench who, look, it's not CYO, it's not AAU, and nobody says they have to play. It's college. If I really want to play it up and off the record, and I'm saying it in front of a lot of people, and it got a little chippy just now, I had to go to the ref and say, I don't want anybody getting hurt, but if it starts getting chippy, I got 5 I'm going to put right back in the game. And he goes, point well taken. So I don't want to be that way, and I know York doesn't either, and I don't. I'm trying to show my kids sportsmanship and how you're supposed to play the game. So I'm happy all around right now with the whole first half.
Coach, the regular season coming down the stretch. You'll have Mega Evers coming here at home Tuesday, but 3 big games down the stretch, Hunter, Brooklyn, and Lehman. What are you looking for from your team down the stretch?
Well, I want to know who gave me that schedule, first of all, at the end in CUNY. I'm kind of looking at everybody else's, and I'm going, how did I get that? But you know what? Like we talked about, we gear for the last week of February. You can't have 3 better games than that. Bang, bang, bang. Senior night's going to be a tough night against Hunter because, first of all, the girl's going to be emotional. Hunter's a really good team. That 14-point win we had the other day, a couple of weeks ago, that 14-point win was not as, easy as you think a 14-point win might be. Brooklyn's Brooklyn. Look, we proved it last week. And Lehman at Lehman, we had a big lead on them, gave it back, and they're a different team, too, at their court. They play with a, certain confidence and a certain style, and we just got to be ready for it.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you, Mike.
That's head women's basketball coach Tim Shanahan, nice enough to come over and join us here at halftime. The Dolphins lead at halftime by a score of 59-20. What we'll do is we'll step aside here, we'll take a break for a couple of minutes, and then we'll be back to bring you halftime stats and get you ready for the start of the second half. Dolphins lead 59-20. You're watching women's basketball coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised.
Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Mom.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course.
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Mom.
And we're back here at the tank, getting ready for some second half action with the Dolphins up 59-20, using a 35-point first quarter to really take over here against the Cardinals. Plenty of action from the starters and from the bench. I believe we've had 12 Dolphins figure in today, and all but one have scored. Nicole and Bessie, I'm sure, will look to get on the board early in the second half. Mike, what's your thoughts on this first half explosion from the Dolphins?
Yeah, you know what? The Dolphins wanted to come out fast here this afternoon and, really get on top of York and let them know that, the outcome of this game isn't going to be in doubt. And they did that in the first quarter, pulling away with a big lead. They're shooting 60% from the field. They're shooting 7 of 12 from the three-point line. That's over 58%. And, playing a minutes. I expect the starters to come out, play a few minutes here in the third quarter, and then we'll have an opportunity to look at some of the other Dolphin players off the bench for the remainder of the half.
Yeah, we normally see Coach Shanahan insert those starting five back to give them a little bit of a run out here in the second half before returning to his bench to close things out. With the result clearly in hand here at 39-point lead, it'll be up to Timmy to see what who he wants to give a look at here. But I'm sure we'll see the starters for a few minutes. We'll see if Chrissy Pastore can continue her assault on the CUNY all-time record. She's still got to average 27 a game. She's on 17, but obviously she's probably not going to have that many minutes in the second half. The Dolphins have been moving the ball pretty well. We said 24 made baskets, and on those 24 made baskets, 16 assists. So a pretty good percentage there. They're moving the ball, not doing too much one-on-one stuff, as we're used to from the team. Most of the unassisted baskets have probably been coast to coast off of steal. So doing a good job moving the ball, and it will be the starting five for the Dolphins early in the second half. Got York coming out. See who they bring out. Looks like they're going to have their starters as well. So 59-20, 10 minutes on the clock for the third period. Let's see what York can muster up to cut this thing down to a maybe into the 30s here from 39.
Pastore, the only starter to play more than 10 minutes in the first half, Arthur.
So Crea finds Price in the corner. Inside to Flecker. She'll make a move to the hoop. Gets it to go.
So Flecker now has 7. Good start to the second half.
It's the 5-2 Jacome bringing it up for the Cardinals. Defended by Cray here. And it is Salas going down low. Tadara with the rebound. And Jacome, the point guard, getting her hands dirty down low with the foul.
So Diana Tadaro, who only played 5 minutes in that first half and picked up a couple of rebounds, picks up a second rebound, and Jacome will pick up her second foul.
Little full court pressure here from Jacome as Pastore brings it up past the midway line. Finds Price. Down to Tadaro with a nice dish. Some quick passing down low, and finally it's Flecker with the assist from Cray.
So Victoria Cray picks up her third assist. Flecker her second basket of the second half.
Rosado walks it up. In low to Jacome. She makes her move, looking for Ahmed. Over her head, out of bounds, back to the Dolphins.
So the Cardinals turn the ball over. They're now over the 20 mark for the game.
Still seeing a little pressure here from Jacome as Pastore once again walks it up. Cray along the perimeter to Price. Cray with the open look, straightaway three, nails it.
First basket of second basket of the game for Cray. She now has 5.
And Cray will be the point of attack here on defense, meeting Rosado at the top of the arc. Into the corner for Bellamy, the leading scorer for the Cardinals. She goes cross court to Rosado. Down low to Charles, up and no good. Or excuse me, that was Ahmed, 23. Here's pass to Toro with the nice crossover. Lefty layup is good.
19 now for Passatoro on 8 of 10 shooting.
And once again, Jacome looking for Ahmed. Once again, turnover. Dolphins dealing with that token pressure. Here comes Cray straight to the hoop. Kicks it out to Flecker, who finds Tadaro, but Jacome with the steal. And she takes it coast to coast for the easy deuce. Cray again working, finds Price in the corner. She looks down low. That ends up with Flecker, not her intended target. And Cray will reset. Flecker left wide open in the corner. The open three is no good. And the Cardinals are going to come down with the rebound. Bellamy advances, trying to put a move on Cray. Stops and pops from the corner, no good. The rebound to Ahmed. She's fouled by Tadaro, and that'll send her to the line for 2.
So that time, York College able to grab an offensive rebound, and they've actually out-rebounded the Dolphins on the offensive end so far, 10-7. So doing a pretty good job on the offensive glass are the York Cardinals.
Yeah, Ahmed at 5'7", listed as the only center on York's roster here at the line. She misses the first, and her in tandem with leading scorer, the 5'7" Karen Bellamy, a senior, have made life tough for the Dolphins on the boards. Although obviously, the big picture, Dolphins are on easy street here. 68-22 as Flecker gets the board and brings it up. Passatore working the wing, finds a wide open Tadaro, doesn't want the elbow jumper. Instead it's Cray from the corner. No good, but Tadaro fights for the board. Dolphins slowing it down as Cray once again runs point. Going left, driving kick to Tadaro. This time it's good from the baseline.
So Tadaro now has 6 off the assist by Samantha Flecker.
Jacome handles, finds Bellamy. The leading scorer drives. This time she connects with Ahmed, and Ahmed makes no mistake. So previously that was a turnover. This time they connect for the layup, and it's Flecker the other end for the easy deuce.
So Flecker comes back with the basket after the Cardinals show some nice interior passing for a layup of their own.
So Bellamy back to Jacome. It's Rosado who's hit a few threes today, this time off the mark. That goes out of bounds for a dead ball rebound. Cray will inbound.
So the Dolphins start is still remaining out here on the floor as the Dolphins find themselves in a position where you want to let your players play a little bit, Arthur. You don't want to play them too long, but you don't want them taking the whole game off either.
Yeah, and the starter's up to a 13-4 advantage for the Dolphins as Price puts up the wing three. Can't get it, but Tadaro again battling on the boards. Back to Price, and we've got a timeout for the Dolphins, I believe. Not sure what we had there.
Yeah, me either.
Maybe
Arthur.
an inadvertent whistle.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Tadaro. What a great pass to the cutting Cray. Can't quite get the handle for the layup, and Price will circle around, drives, and can't get the layup. But a nice move, a nice sequence from the Dolphins that time. Bellamy gets fouled on the drive. Price whistled for the foul, and it will have a baseline inbounds for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Bellamy coming out and playing some inspired basketball here in the second half for the York Cardinals. So the Cardinals will inbound the basketball as Angelique Price picks up her third personal.
Yeah, I think Bellamy was a little frustrated before at the margin, but used the half to regroup, gather herself, and is back to playing her best basketball as the Dolphins come up with the ball but step out of bounds. So it'll be back to the Cardinals, Bellamy to inbound.
And so the Cardinals coming out playing a little bit better against the Dolphin starters here in this third quarter.
And we're going to have a 30-second timeout from the Cardinals. Want to talk this offensive possession over. as they look to get, this is a great test for the Cardinals. Obviously, the game's out of reach, but they're competing against one of the top dogs in the conference along with Brooklyn. So they'll see what they can get out of this and see what they can learn and bring with them for the rest of their schedule.
Yeah, and Arthur, coaches will always tell you can only get better by playing against people that are better than you are. And, the Cardinals getting to experience that here this afternoon. So, for them, although they find the outcome of the game obviously not in doubt, you still want to come out, you still want to treasure each possession, use each possession, both on the offensive and the defensive end, as an opportunity to get better.
Yeah, so you got to like the time out there. So York is by no means waving the towel. They're still going to fight. They're still going to battle it out here and try to close this gap in the remaining quarter and a half that we have as Bellamy gets ready to take the inbounds. Tough defense, but eventually she'll find Rocher. Working it around the horn, it is Jacome with the shot, no good, and Cray brings it up. Flucker spots up in the corner, can't get it to fall. It's a battle down low, comes down with it Diamond Jackson, who travels under pressure from Price.
Yeah, that time Jackson did a nice job grabbing the rebound under pressure, and York looking good. They do have some players with some good size and doing a nice job here in the third quarter.
That was Jacome hitting the floor. She looks like she's struggling as a couple of bunny attempts for the Dolphins don't go. Jacome is back up but struggling down the court as Bellamy gets to the lane and one. Good move by the Cardinals' leading scorer to get to the line.
And now the Dolphins pick up their third personal foul, and all of a sudden Angelique Price finds herself with 4 personals, so she's going to go to the bench, and Nicole and Bessie will check in as the Cardinals continue to play pretty well here in this third quarter.
Yeah, so we see 5 full minutes for the starting 5 of the Dolphins, and they had a 13-4 advantage, make that 13-6 advantage over the Cardinals in that span. Now Bessie checks in as Bellamy knocks down the free throw. Cray brings it up. Setting up the offense. Bessie on the wing, just checked in. Here's Bessie with the first touch of the half. Finds Flucker on the back door. Nice move, and Flucker makes it count.
Yeah, and a nice pass that time by Bessie, getting it over the York defense.
Always nice to come in off the bench and contribute right away like that. Down low to Rosado. She's been a problem from 3. Now she's scoring inside. As Cray comes down, finds Tadaro. She'll drive and get the lay-in to go in the paint.
She now has 8 points, does Tadaro.
Bellamy really slicing the defense, getting down low there and trying for the assist. But it was Rocher unable to make the layup as Bessie gets her first bucket of the period.
So Bessie adds another Dolphin player to the scoreboard. 3:40 remaining in the quarter.
That's right, and I believe every Dolphin now has scored. Every Dolphin that's dressed has played and has scored. Rosado drives, and she makes a tough running layup, 78-31. Cardinals are not going away here.
Rosado now in double digits with 11.
Here's Pasatoro going to work, finds Flecker. Back to Pasatoro, guarded by Jackson. And the lazy pass taken away by Bellamy. She's going to go for the lay-in. A nice Euro step. Can't get it to go, but does come down with the rebound. Nice aggressive move from Bellamy, but she did get away, or didn't get away. She did definitely travel there in the end.
She got called with the travel, and if she didn't travel, she would have been called for the offensive foul as she really just elbowed Pasatoro out of the way. So the Dolphins will get the ball back off of the turnover as we now inside of 3 minutes.
Yeah, but a pretty Euro step and just couldn't get that initial layup to fall. Now on the other end, it's Flecker at the top of the arc. Backdoor for Pasatoro, a little bit late with the pass. And a sloppy possession there as Ahmed comes down with the steal. Rosado's going to push it up. And she resets. Calling out a play In the corner, it is Rocher. She goes up, no good, no foul, but Ahmed is there to clean it up. No good, and Tadara with the rebound. Now Flecker. Into Passatoro. The baby jumper is good from the middle of the paint.
So that gets Passatoro over 20 once again. She now has 21.
So Bellamy's taking matters into her own hands here. Once again, getting to the paint at will. Can't get the layup. And we got a scrum on the floor there. They're going to call it a travel. I think originally one ref had it as a jump. It's changed to a travel with Cray on the floor. And we're going to have a wholesale substitution for the Dolphins.
Yeah, and that time the ref signaled Dolphin basketball. What he really meant was Cardinal basketball. It's DeMontro checking into the game along with Zappolo, Bitar, Robinski, and McEwen. So the Dolphins changed their 5 players here,
So
Arthur.
right now a 49-point lead. Let's see if these substitutes can keep or extend the lead, as we have a jump ball this time. We'll stay with York. It's almost tough to add with these big leads. Got to think for a second before you say how big the lead is, but it is 49. As Bellamy knocks down the deep 2, now 47, and McEwen, the freshman guard, will bring it up. She finds her polo. A little bit of pressure from Ahmed. McEwen down low in amongst the trees. Got a scrum. And bailed out by timeout by Coach Shanahan.
Yeah, so a little bit of some choppy play here in the third quarter as the Cardinals continue to fight here against the Dolphins as they take a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, so we'll keep it right here. I'm sure Coach Shanahan not thrilled about having to bail his team out with the timeout, as once again we get a look at the CUNYAC standings. So 10-1 with this win. CSI would temporarily move into first place ahead of Brooklyn until they play again. And if they were to get the win, obviously the tiebreaker is held by the Bulldogs, having won at the Tink just a few short weeks ago. York on the outside looking in, 3-8, so that's going to fall to 3-9, but still within touching distance of Baruch at 4-7.
Yeah, I tell you, Arthur, you got to also really like the way CCNY has been playing as well, and they could be dangerous. And we mentioned before they have a big game against Brooklyn College this Tuesday night. Yeah,
that'll be a big one. Let's see what they can do as they kind of firm up their playoff position. And there's Bitar with picking up the loose ball, and she says, "I'll take it." Knocks down the 2.
Second basket for Lena.
Quick trigger there for Salas, freshman guard. Goes out of bounds for a dead ball rebound. It'll be Zerpolo to take it out. Salas will check out after that missed 3.
And now it's Ahmed limping off the floor for the Cardinals, so she'll have to come back out of the game. Salas will check back in, so she looks a little shaken up on the play. Rocher went out early in the first quarter. She came right back. We'll see how.
Yeah, those Cardinals are playing heavy minutes with the short bench, so tired legs lead to injuries very often. I think that might be the case here, as the trainer will take a look at Ahmed on the bench.
As we're going to have a whistle and another foul called on the play, so this game's starting to grind down a little bit here, Arthur, in the third quarter. Lots of stops in play, and now the Cardinals will get to inbound inside of 1 minute remaining here in this third quarter.
Yeah, and I don't think the Dolphins coaching staff will be too displeased with the whistle. Coach Shanahan at the half was saying how the game was getting a little bit chippy. He was concerned about things going a little bit overboard, so I'm sure he's happy with the refs taking control of proceedings here.
Rosado misses the layup, but the Cardinals get the rebound.
Down low, double pass, so Rocher had a look. She made the extra pass to Jackson, who went up and in for the N1. Nice ball movement there from the Cardinals.
Yeah, and Zappolo will pick up the foul from behind. That will be Daniela's first foul, and now the Dolphins have 5 in the quarter.
So Jackson, trying to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way, knocks it down. And McEwen will run the point for the Dolphins under some pressure from the Cardinals here. Finds Zappolo. The pressure getting to the Dolphins. McEwen still keeps the ball, and it's DeMontro from the corner. A deep 2 is good. DeMontro's had the outside touch today.
Yeah, she's having a very good game offensively. She's now 3 of 4 from the field.
It's Bellamy. Tries to go back to Jackson, who just had the three-point play. This time, not the same result as she goes into the crowd trying to save it. Not to be. And the Dolphins will restart.
Yeah, that time the ball went off her hand, so the Cardinals turned the ball over. They've done a much better job protecting the basketball since the first quarter.
And this will be the last possession, most likely, of the half. Once again, the Cardinals show pressure. McEwen trying to break it down. Finds Rapolo on the wing. Down low to Bitar. No good. Brought down by Jackson, and that'll do it for the third quarter. So the starters saw a good 5 minutes plus. The substitutes finished it out, and we are at 84-36. And we'll step aside here after 3 on CSI Sportsnet.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
And we're back here at the Tank for the start of the fourth quarter. The Dolphins with the big lead. Going over some stats, Pasaturo the leading scorer with 21, followed by Fluckers 13. For the Cardinals, we've got Rosado and Bellany with 11 each. That third quarter, 25-16 in favor of the Dolphins, extending the halftime lead. So 84-36 your score now, and those substitutes, Mike, doing a good job to extend the lead in those final few minutes.
Yeah, Dolphins coming out, getting good play from their bench here this afternoon, and the bench plays with a lot of opportunities to play, and they'll probably get a good solid 10 minutes here in the fourth.
Yeah, and here's McEwen, the point guard of the future, that time with the lazy pass taken by Bellamy coast to coast. So that's one of those things that, as a freshman, now's the time when you got a big lead to make those mistakes and learn from it.
And she takes the team lead in scoring now with 13, playing very well here in the second half.
McEwen with the straightaway 3, nothing but net with the answer, atoning for that previous turnover. Here's Bellamy. Into the corner finds Salas. Down low. Salas again. She answers a 3, so a couple of back-to-back threes after the Bellamy lay-in, and York with a 5-3 advantage here in this fourth quarter. It's Bitar with the corner jumper, no good. Rebound finds its way back out top. McEwen will reset.
An opportunity here in the fourth quarter, Arthur. Let's see if the Dolphins start running shot clock before putting up shots.
Here's Apoa with an open 3. Can't get it to go. And the rebound pulled down by Rocher. Here's Bellamy on the run. Good job by DeMontre to slow her down. Back the other way, it's Serpoa with the ball. She finds McEwen. An open Rubisky, can't get it to fall. Tough rebound there from Diamond Jackson. And the foul will be on McEwen, her first.
So Megan picks up her first and the team's first, so the Cardinals will inbound with 8:27 remaining in the game.
Rosado crosses the midway. Dolphins appear to be in a 1-3-1 here, it looks like. Up to Salas. Rocher drives, can't get it to go. I think we've got a foul on the rebound after the strong move.
Not sure about that one, Arthur, as Apollo picks up the personal foul as she went for the rebound on the play along with Diamond Jackson, and she picks up the foul.
That'll be Salas with the deep 3 gets it to go. A strong start to this fourth period as DiMancho now on the other end with the cross-court pass to Zerpolo. Dolphins moving the ball well. McEwen turns down the open look, keeps the ball moving going. It's Bitar, defended by Rocher, and Jackson with the rebound finds Bellamy.
York playing with a refound confidence here in the fourth.
Up top, manages to keep it in. It's Rosado with the ball, surveying. Good entry pass to Rocher, and she'll get the deuce to fall. So really strong fourth quarter. York not going away here. They're going to make it a fight all the way through. McEwen to DiMancho. We got Bitar down low. Kicks it back out to DiMancho. A lot of ball movement here. No one wanting to take an early shot. Probably smart from the Dolphins. And it's McEwen who shoots it up with 8 left on the shot clock and gets it to go to extend the lead.
Sorry, Arthur, 2 consecutive baskets by McEwen. She now has 9.
And we've got a timeout for York. Full timeout. So we'll step aside here as the Dolphins lead it 89-46. Home stretches of the fourth period at the Tank.
One-on-One is an independently owned and operated physical therapy center since 1999.
One-on-One has multiple offices located in Staten Island and in Brooklyn.
One-on-One has been getting people back to living pain-free for almost 14 years.
The number one goal of One-on-One is to provide quality health care for our community and continue to strive to be the best in our field.
One-on-One physical therapy gets our clients back to work, back to play, and back to function as soon as possible. We help them reclaim their life.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack.
And we're back here at the Tank, and a York 8-0 run early in this fourth period just ended with the McEwen jumper. York with the ball back now after that full timeout, and Bellamy no good on the 3. I think that full timeout just shows you that this York coaching staff, they're looking ahead to the playoff picture. They know this game's out of hand, but the season by no means over. They have a really good chance to catch Baruch, and I'm sure that timeout was about how they can go ahead with some lessons from today.
Yeah, and they're playing really well here. It's a nice move by Rubinski to lay it up and in and draw the foul, but they played well here in the fourth quarter, playing with a little bit of a renewed confidence offensively. And, you know, if you're the York College team and head coach Anastasio Bittis, you want to build on that, and that's what they're doing here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and right now, outside the arc, we just saw Bellamy and Rosado having a little powwow themselves. So they know this is, you know, just one game, and this is a learning experience. So you got to like to see that attitude, and that they're not taking it personal, and they're not putting their heads down with this big double-digit disparity, almost double-digit disparity.
No, they continue to play extremely hard here in the fourth quarter and get another basket as Bellamy now with 15.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say double-digit, but doubled up, which at 46, the Dolphins nearly doubled them with 91. Now 48-91. As DiMancho's 3 is no good, and Rosado will bring it up. See if the Cardinals can continue their hot play. Salas wanted the 3. Well defended by the Dolphin guards. And we've got a 3-point shooting foul there in the corner for Rocher. She'll go to the line for 3. So the formula for York that seems to be working here, it seems like it's Bellamy with her size and her athleticism really driving it and forcing the issue, and off of that, some of the shooters are opening up. Some of the her teammates down low, as we saw on the men's game, the dribble drive opening up those layups in the back row. So really good fourth quarter and a lot to build on here for York.
Yeah, no doubt about it here, Arthur. They've played very well here in the fourth quarter, and, you know, playing with a confidence on offense as they go to the free throw line here to shoot 3. And they'll have one more upcoming, but, you know, Karen Bellamy especially playing very well here in the second half, leading all Cardinal scorers with 15.
Yeah, and Bellamy earlier in that first half was a little dejected. I think she had a slight injury, but more than that, I think she was just upset about the way the game was going. She regrouped, came out in the second half, and she can really be proud of her effort here as the Dolphins turn it over.
Yeah, Dolphins a little bit careless with the basketball that time, and it'll be the Cardinals with the basketball. And, you know, they played very well here in this fourth quarter.
Rosado finds Bellamy. See if she can create again here with McEwen guarding. To Salas, the three-point sniper. Well, there's that formula. This time doesn't quite pan out, but it's Rosado with the open three. She gets it. I don't know if she called bank, but she'll take it. And once again, Bellamy penetrating, causing a little bit of confusion, and it leads to an open three for the Cardinals. Here's Zapolo. Can she answer? She cannot from the wing, and Bellamy's off to the races. A block by McEwen as things kind of slowing down, the crowd thinning out as this one is well in hand, ticking down to 5 minutes to play in the contest.
Yeah, and you're looking up at the banner for head coach Tony Petosa and his 459 wins, 1989 to 2017. Quite a run for the head men's basketball coach, the all-time leading winner in CUNYAC and CSI history, head coach Tony Petosa.
Yeah, and of course, as you saw earlier before the men's game, if you miss it, you can catch it on demand. Tony Petosa was honored before the game, and that banner was unveiled with a nice speech from CSI Associate Athletic Director David Pizzuto before the game, with plenty of his former players and many Hall of Famers on the court to usher that new banner in.
Another basket by Bellamy, who now has 17 for the Cardinals.
Answered by McEwen, so the Dolphins flirting with 100 here. They're at 93. Meanwhile, on the defensive end, York has been really having their way in this fourth quarter. Managed to turn it around. Not sure what's going on here, but
that was a double dribble. I think that's what that was.
Nonetheless, Dolphins get the stop, and DeMontro will walk it up. Here's Apollo, finds Wojcika. Defended by Jackson down low, can't get the runner to go. And here's Bellamy again, trying to start another offensive possession.
Yeah, if you're York, just run your sets here and try to improve on each possession. They've played right with the Dolphins here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and even surpassed the Dolphins. This fourth quarter I have up here 20-9 and now 22-9 in favor of the Cardinals. So pretty impressive fourth quarter here. Gotta like what you're seeing if you're a Cardinals fan and you know what lies ahead in this CUNY regular season. Here's McEwen. Things getting a little bit lazy now as the clock ticks down to the last 3 minutes.
But you know that gives the Cardinals something to build on, is laying the ball up and in on the play is going to be Wojcika as she draws the foul and hits the shot. So she'll have an opportunity to complete a three-point play. But, you know, if you're York College, you got to love the way you've been playing here in the fourth quarter. And they had a good third quarter as well, Arthur. They played pretty well here in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, other than that absolutely explosive start from the Dolphins, 35-7, that was an 18-point advantage. Second quarter, 24-13, so Dolphins by 11. Third quarter, Dolphins outscored them by 9. Now here in the fourth, York is on the top. So they've stuck with it. They've stayed the course. And although you're not facing the starters here in the fourth, it's still a good turnaround to see, because it's very easy to just kind of fold at that point and go away and just kind of, you know, wrap things up at halftime. But they came out and fought. And right now at the timeout, York's coach is still drawing out plays on the clipboard every time. The team is engaged. Everybody's up around the huddle. So it's really what you like to see. And now we'll come back to Wojcika going to complete the N1. Dolphins just 5 points away from the century mark. And she can't get it to hit. Loose ball on the rebound picked up by Rosado. She'll dribble down, find Salas. Back to Rosado, she'll set it up. Salas for three, no, she steps in, finds Ahmed, who is defended by Wojcika, gets the foul and gets to the line.
Yeah, so the Dolphins pick up their 15th foul here with 2:58 remaining, and the Cardinals, Ahmed, will go to the line. She walked off the floor shaken up in the fourth quarter and came back into the game. So Cardinals continue to play hard in the fourth, and they get 2 free throws, and she misses the first.
Can't get it to fall as Wojcika, who just committed the foul, checks out. And Bessie will check in for the final 2:58 here.
Yeah, Wojcika got a little shaken up on that foul, and Coach Shanahan took that 30-second timeout to allow her to take the free throw, but she'll come out of the game here.
As Ahmed misses a pair, it's Zerpola with the rebound. Now McEwen under a little pressure here. Double team from York, gets out of it. 4-on-3 if they take advantage. It is DiMantro. This time can't get the jumper to fall. The Dolphins retain possession with Zerpola. Around the horn.
Sorry, Arthur, with 2:35 remaining, Dolphins probably start running a little shot clock here.
Nice cross-court pass from DiMantro to Zerpolo, and she knocks it down.
Big game by Zerpolo now. She has 8 for the Dolphins.
Rosado again for the Cardinals, defended by McEwen. Dolphins sticking into that zone defense. And it'll force a turnover.
So good defense that time for York as they force the Cardinals into a rare turnover here in the second half. And, you know, the Cardinals had 16 turnovers in the first quarter, have done a much better job protecting the basketball since then.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that probably has to do with the Dolphins' defense. They were really ratcheting up the pressure early on. After that first quarter, they dropped back. But in the half court, they're still pressuring them, just not quite full court, as we saw earlier on. So it's McEwen inside, finds Robisky. Out to DiMantro with the shot clock winding down. She nails the 3.
DiMantro now in double digits. She has 11, and the Dolphins crack the century mark.
And it's Bellamy down low, can't get it. Robisky fighting for the rebound. Jump ball is going to stay right there, but Robisky really, whenever the ball's on the floor, she's right there. She's not backing down at all. I'm sure Coach Shanahan likes that hustle from her.
Yeah, both teams continuing to hustle here. 97 seconds remaining in this one.
The deep 3 from Rosado, can't get it to fall. Rebound stays down here. And York will look to reset. Here's Bellamy. Taking her time. Cross-court pass almost stolen by Zerpolo. Instead it's Rosado going for the rack, can't get it. Zerpolo with the rebound. Coming up on 1 minute to play. Little razzle-dazzle along the sideline.
Daniela taking it behind the back on that one, Arthur.
Yeah, gotta love that. Keeping it interesting with a minute to play here. And DiMantro trying to add to the flash with the little one-handed entry pass. Can't get it. And it's Bellamy with a nice move. Gathers herself and lays it in. We've got a stoppage in play here.
I think they're resetting the clock here to 53.2 seconds. So 2.2 seconds added to the clock there, Arthur.
Not sure that's going to make a big difference, but officials got to do their job. And it's McEwen. She's going to pass up on the 3. The Dolphins ready to just dribble this one out. DiMantro in the corner. Back to McEwen. Let's see if the Dolphins even put up a shot here. Wide open, doesn't want to take it. It's Zerpolo. She'll fire it up. Can hit with 8 on the shot clock, and the shot clock is now turned off as the Cardinals in Ahmed bring it up. 55-point lead, 60-108, and this will probably be the last possession if the Cardinals elect to attack. It's Bellamy. Rosado working it around the horn. Rosado wide open, doesn't want to take it. And it is Baldonado, the sophomore, knocking it down. Her first points of the game coming with 4 seconds left as Robisky holds it, and that'll do it here at the Tank. So 101-62. Nice game by the Dolphins. Was never in doubt, but a lot of credit must be given to York for the way they fought back in that second half. The scoreline probably won't show it, and you would never know it, but that fourth quarter really was impressive, the way they kind of stuck to basics and really found a formula that we think will probably serve them very well the rest of the way here.
Yeah, Arthur, it was a nice win for the Dolphins. York College scored first. The Dolphins went on a 21-2 run. That wrapped the game up nice and early, and the Dolphins were able to cruise to a victory here against York College here today, opening up their record to 10-1 in the conference and 16-3 overall. And a real fun day here at the College of Staten Island at the Tank. Got to see the alumni game. Tough loss for the men's team. A little bit of a disappointment as they drop a tough game to York College, losing by a final score of 80-67. But then the women coming back with a big 101-62 win, Arthur.
Yeah, the women never had this one in doubt. Really an incredible start to the game in that first quarter. 25 points in the first 5 minutes and change. And that kind of set the tone for the rest of the way. So a strong showing, as we've come to expect here at the Tank for the Dolphins. They will be home twice more in the conference. Medgar Evers on Tuesday, followed by a nice week off. So that'll be a nice chance to recharge the batteries before they take on Hunter at the Tank on February 6th. And then they'll close it out with 2 road games at Brooklyn, which will in all likelihood be the decider for the regular season championship. And finally at Lehman before the CUNYAC postseason begins on February 18th. So that'll do it here at the Tank. A strong performance from the women's team. The men falling short, but a fun day nonetheless, as we had the alumni game earlier on. And of course, Coach Petosa, his banner going up, his 459 wins. Make sure you take a look at that next time you get here to the Tank. As you can see here on your screen, that banner hanging in the rafters next to the men's basketball championship banner. That is quite full, as you can see up there. So that'll do it from us. On behalf of Mike Babuski and myself, thank you for joining us on CSI Sportsnet. We will see you on Tuesday as another doubleheader is in store, this time against Medgar Evers College. Coverage beginning at about 5 o'clock as we get you ready for the 5:30 tip in the women's game, followed by the men at 7:30. So once again, thanks for joining us here on CSI Sportsnet. Have a great weekend, and go Dolphins.